Hey guys, I wanted to make everybody aware of something, and then you can use your own judgment, and you'll have your own opinion about what I'm getting ready to say. But it's a buyer beware notice that I'm guess is motivating me to make this video. And let me start off on the right foot by saying what I do for a living is promote businesses. So this is very difficult for me to do any kind of buyer beware video, especially going through the trouble of filming it, editing it, and publishing it, and then sharing it over to my Facebook. It'd be hard enough even writing about it on my Facebook alone. But that is how rude and disturbing my visit today was at Pizza Hut. Now, the second thing I want to note from the beginning is I'm not speaking about Pizza Hut as a company, because at a corporate level, I'm sure that they did not and would not approve of what happened today, and probably would even make personnel changes at the local Pizza Hut in my town if they knew. And my town, this Pizza Hut that I'm speaking of, is the only one in Ellisville, Mississippi. So it literally shocked me today, the treatment that I got. And mind you, it wasn't because of the hat, because they never saw me, A. B, I wasn't wearing the hat. I was in my car. But since I have to drive the food home, I always do whatever I can to make sure I get it at its freshest point if I'm not dining in. And of course, you don't have that option right now. So then restaurants were reduced to carry out or drive through or delivery. And so I was going in and ordering and waiting. I don't mind waiting. So that way, as soon as they're through cutting the pizza, I take it and go home. Now, with carryout not being an option, and it's only drive-through or delivery, I just called ahead of time, not only to place my order, but I did not want to place my order and then try to guesstimate when the pizza would be fresh. Again, I like to take it as soon as they cut it. Now, call me picky, but I don't think that constitutes the treatment I got today. So, and it honestly has nothing to do with the treatment I got today. So, moving forward, I wait till I'm there and I'm sitting in the parking lot in the car, and I call them to explain that to them and say, look, since I can only do drive-through, can you guys bring it out to the car? Now, before you think I'm sounding picky or ridiculous, every restaurant in my area, and probably in your area too, is offering curbside service where they carry it out to your car. She said, no, they don't do that. They're busy, but maybe she could call me when my pizza was done and boxed, and then I would know to get in line at the drive-thru. My response was, okay, but luckily all this will be over soon anyway, because we're starting the phases of reopening America, thank God. Positive comment, right? No. The manager of Pizza Hut didn't think it was a positive comment, and then she started her tirade, her more than a rant, telling me that, and she would never say president, she kept saying, Trump, that idiot is going to kill people. And I said, to myself, in my mind, I'm like, whoa, back up a minute. So I cut in and I said, well, to be completely honest, my opinion, for what it's worth, is that we shouldn't have shut down anyway, because this virus is killing similar numbers to what the flu has every season, and we don't shut down for that. Wrong thing to say, I guess, because she said, nope, literally that many times, cut me off and said, that's a lie. So she called me a liar. She didn't say that the numbers were a lie. She said I was lying, that she has somebody that works in the department overseeing testing. Of course, everybody we argue with has somebody in their family that works for some department that gives them information that we're not privy to, right? But she said that we've only tested 1% of the country. That's factual. That's when I had to cut in. I said, it's not a lie, because we know how many are dead, regardless of who we haven't tested. We don't have to wait and test somebody to know whether they're dead. We know how many's dead. We know how many are infected out of the people who have been tested. So the only thing we don't know, and I asked her twice, 2 or 3 times, to bear with me and let me get this out. She wouldn't. So we're talking over each other, because I finally got to the point where I'm gonna say this. So we know how many's dead. We know how many people have the virus of the people who's tested. So what your argument is that we need to test more people. But okay, let's say we tested, which is totally unrealistic. Let's say we tested all 330 million people in the country. And let's find out most of us have it. We still know how many was dead. That won't change just because we keep testing people who are alive. So if the number dead stays here and the number tested keeps going up and up and up as far as positive cases, that just reduces the mortality rate, the fatality rate, the death rate. That means that mortality rate is smaller than it was. So her argument that we needed to test more people doesn't hold water. Sure we do. I'll give into that, but that's not going to reveal that more people have died. We already know how many's died, but what we don't know is how many people are infected. So the more people we find out are infected and not dying, that means the mortality rate is reducing. But while on the phone with me, when I made that point about the mortality rate shrinking with the more people that we test the way she wants, and the fact that Trump hasn't told anybody to reopen, he left it up to each governor, and that she should watch the daily live update, but she hung up on me. So I waited a while, and I tried calling back, and a different employee that usually is the one up front takes my order, I won't mention her name either, said, would this be carry out or delivery? I was like, well, I can't carry it out because you guys don't have the lobby where I can even walk in to place an order, and I'm not having it delivered. So you mean drive-through or delivery? And she then lit into me saying, no, carry out and drive-through are the same thing. Now, I'm sorry, but that may be popular of restaurants to say right now during this lockdown and during everything being closed and the stay-at-home order, but carry out, drive-through, and delivery are 3 separate things. Need I educate her working in a restaurant that carry out means I go in and I order and I carry out my food. If I'm in the drive-through, I'm not carrying anything out of anywhere. I'm driving up to a window. That's not carry out. You should ask drive-through or delivery. I'm not carrying anything out. But instead of giving in to that or saying okay or whatever, you know, are you going to place your order? Is this for delivery or are you coming to the drive-thru? She just said, no, it's the same thing. You don't know what you're talking about. And she hung up on me. The fact that I was arguing in favor of reopening the country, and that exposed me apparently as a conservative. This has become a huge political football now. So you can look at anybody. Most people that are against reopening America are now Democrat. Most Republicans, not all, but most Republican voters are okay with reopening the country. They're a little afraid, yes, because the media has force-fed them this bullshit fake news about a mortality rate that was going to be 5%. And we know now that that's a lie. We know now that that was a guesstimation that was way off base, because the mortality rate is less than 1%. It's shrinking to the level of the common flu. But me revealing who I supported through my argument, not literally, but through my argument, I got hung up on twice. That same as refusing service to me. So I just wanted everybody to know that the Pizza Hut in Ellisville, Mississippi, they are more comfortable with refusing service to you if you are a Trump supporter or a conservative or support businesses reopening. Watching CNN and then going to work and yelling at your customers that they don't know what they're talking about while you're regurgitating fake news to them is not the best way to get business and do your customers right. Look, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. I'm just being factual. That because I stuck up for the idea of reopening America And I stuck up for our president on a phone conversation where I was taking a verbal beating from the manager of Pizza Hut in Ellisville. I then got hung up on, and then later, about 15 minutes later, when I tried to call back, I was yelled at about what constitutes saying carry out or drive through, and I was hung up on again. I was refused service because I'm a conservative Trump supporter. Pizza Hut in Ellisville, Mississippi does not want your business if you are a Trump supporter. And when a business gives you the verbal lashing that I got because I don't agree with them politically, I have a problem with that. You're getting paid to do a job. You're paid to be there. I'm paying to go there. Don't start an argument with me about politics and then hang up on me and refuse service to me. Don't do it. Pizza Hut in Ellisville, you suck. You were wrong in your conversation, by the way, and I will never be back there. And to everybody I know, I will do everything I can to urge them not to take their business there. Make America great again. Trump 2020. And I guarantee you're going to be even more depressed, sad, and angry after November because, dear, Trump's going to be your president for another 4 years.